Hey everybody, what's up? What's going on? And today, as far as since when I've been making videos again, I haven't really told a story yet. And there's one that I was reminded of recently, and I just kind of started thinking about it, and I figured it might make a good commentary. So back in high school, let me throw a picture up on the screen now. Oops, sorry for hitting the desk there. But let me throw a picture up on the screen now. This is the gym that I went to high school at. I think it might have been a big deal for some reason. I think I remember something about the capacity being so large. It was one of the largest in the state, like something like that. Or I think it might have, I don't know. There was something special about it that way. But this is where we used to have gym class, PE class, and we would sit. If you're looking at the image, we would sit on top of like that little overlook area in those seats. In like you can see how one color is one section's one color, another section's another color. Each of our gym teachers, there was like 6 of them in one period. They each had a section, and we would all sit up there. Those wooden bleachers that you're seeing that extend to the court, those were almost always rolled up, pushed back against the wall, and never actually out and engaged. So we would sit up there, and you would look down on the basketball court, like kind of like you're sitting in this big arena, and you're looking down on the show, like exactly like a big arena should be, except it's just a little bit uncommon for a high school. But so our gym teachers would sit or like kind of like walk around down on the floor where everybody would look at, and they would either, there's like a little office. I'm not sure if you can see it from the picture. Let me pull up that picture. Yeah, on the right underneath one of the goalposts, you can see some doors. There's like another door, a gray door. That's like, the office where all the gym teachers would do whatever they did that required an office in there, and they would walk around in and out of there before and at the end of class. Gym class, the thing about PE is you need extra time on both ends to change, shower if you like. It requires more cleanup than a regular lecture class, so to say. And so there would be a lot of times, and in fact, also there would even be free days. And another funny, the way that this plays into the stadium plays into the story. If you can see the triangular and rhombus lights hanging from, suspended on the ceiling. One day, a kid kicked a kickball straight up in the air, and it knocked one of them and broke it. And they had to install, they had to redo, they had to fix one of the lights. And it was that point in time where they just decided, fuck it, we're going to go and we're going to do the whole ceiling too. And so for that semester of gym class, we sat there for a couple months. We literally just would sit in our seats for gym class. We didn't do any physical activity because the gym was full. Was being worked on during the day. They would just work on it during the day. The big scaffolding up, one of the, like a crane operator thing that picks you up, cherry picker. And we had smaller auxiliary gyms, but they were too many gyms for the classes. We weren't really be able to do anything. And so we didn't. We sat there. And the gym teachers, the students, we all would get bored from time to time. They wouldn't let us get up and do anything else. We just had to sit there for the entire time. And at some point, the special ed class became the entertainment. It would start out with they would play games, we would watch them play games, but they also got into it in a way that not everybody else did, because they didn't care what other people would say or make fun of them or anything like that if you tried too hard, in a gym sport. They didn't really care about looking cool and not trying hard. In fact, to them, being cool was putting everything you got into sports, because these guys, they loved sports. They were big Tennessee sports fans. And there were 2 of them in particular that they would make kind of duel or fight intentionally, whether it be in the game that they were playing or whether it be they're just making them actually wrestle. So it became to the point where we had a regular WWE episode or whatever, or a WWE show every gym class, because we were all just sitting up there cheering. Or some people, obviously didn't, a lot of girls were not for it, but they, were not ones to push against the machine, so to say. So they weren't going to give any, pushback for it. But people, we watch these guys. They get them. They have a microphone to communicate with all the classes. They get on the microphone. The gym teacher. One of them was named Cody, and the other one had a name that I don't remember. I think maybe it started with a D. His name was not important. We're gonna call. I think it might have been. I know. Okay, it wasn't Dennis. But I think it was something to do with... We're going to call him Dennis for the story because I don't remember his name. So Cody, for sure, that one's Cody. Cody was the main character for sure. Cody was the Andre the Giant that would always be set up to win. And Dennis, he would always... He never quite saw, mainly because, he was retarded, that he was always being fed to Cody to lose, and Cody was just a better match than him, and also they kind of favored him in these matchups, and they would have him wrestle, and they would call him out like, Cody, I hear that Brennan says that he's gonna beat you up and he can do it. I don't know, Cody, I think he can do it. And they would goad him into fighting over the PA system, and then they would literally start wrestling and fighting, and they were going all out on it. They didn't realize it was a joke. They actually thought that, this guy was calling him out, he was calling him names, and so they were actually fighting, and they would go at it just for our entertainment. And the gym teachers are laughing and laughing and laughing, and they're getting the most entertainment out of it, for sure. And they would goad him on every day, and they would play games, and, like, even in the middle of games, they would... find some way to goad him on, like, oh, are you going to let him foul you like that? Oh, are you going to let him score on you like that? Are you going to let him shoot a 3 on you like this? There's no way you're going to let him bring that basketball to the hoop. There's no way that you're going to let him get points. Are you, Cody? I don't think you're going to stand for that. You might have to show him. And they would, goad him on this microphone in front of everybody to, like, get him... on the show, and like they each had their own characters. Brennan or Dennis, whatever we're calling him, he used to have like this. They used to have like a pose off with Cody. Like he'd like walk up to Cody and grab the mic and say, "I'm going to try to say what he." I would say the words if I knew the words what he said, but the only thing you can make out when he says is Cody, and he would just be like, "Oh, Cody," and like he would just say things like that, and just like have like strike these poses and start pointing at him and go like, "Oh!" It was legit like watching Arn Anderson versus Hulk Hogan in my gym class every week, or I mean every day, multiple times a week. And so they would just like have these pose offs, and then they would start wrestling, or it would normally start out like, okay, they're playing a game of basketball, because you can't tell the special ed class that they're not allowed to play, because I don't know, apparently they didn't think they understood the concept of construction or something like that. But they would not allow them, they would allow them to play, and they would allow them to play basketball. And then eventually, like, they couldn't play a full court basketball. They couldn't even play half court, so they had such a limited area. And with that limited area, there was a high contact game. Even just basketball came into much more of a contact sport than normal. And from there, they were able to goad them into fighting, into wrestling, into other, and just basically making fun of them, using them as our entertainment. But it was really weird. I got some more stories from that gym class if you guys want to hear them. Gym's always, I feel like, weird for everybody. Gym teachers are probably the weirdest people that there are. But yeah, so I got more gym class stories if that becomes popular. But thank you guys for watching. Subscribe for more Modern Warfare Remastered, and I'll see you later.